Hey everybody, so the next round of Elite Specs actually got revealed on accident at 12 a.m. this morning Pacific time, which was pretty funny to see considering that the blog link was broken and they took it down after a little bit. So yeah, I think that basically confirms it wasn't supposed to go up. We also got the Instagram post at 9 o'clock or whatever this morning. So yeah, it wasn't supposed to go up. Kind of funny, little fuck up there. But it did basically confirm that MINIONMANCER might be be a thing for once. I think if we're ever going to see MINIONMANCER, assuming that Guild Wars 3 is in development, this will probably be the last shot we have at seeing something like that. Because ArenaNet has notoriously been very weird when it comes to making a fucking minion-based playstyle on a necromancer, man. That's the one thing you assume with necromancy is raising the dead, and it's never been a viable playstyle. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh, well, you could use it in open world. Well, dude, I could slap my dick with 0 HP, 0 might. I could slap it on an enemy's forehead, and I'm probably going to do like 50% of his fucking health, all right? You could do anything in open world nowadays. So that's not a real excuse. I'm really tired of hearing that, man. I'm like, hey, they should do a MINIONMANCER. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you could do a Reaper in open world. God, I want to, each time that happens, I want to punch myself in the balls every time I fucking hear that. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the video here. Actually, before we get into it, I'm going to go ahead and cover the minion part. How do minions benefit from Ritualist? And so Ritualist summons, their summons, the spirits come in the Shroud. So I believe the 2 through 5 seem like they're going to be summons, and you just have a regular auto attack, which I think is the auto attack pretty much from the Death Shroud, if I'm not mistaken. I'll take a look in a second. It looks very, very similar. It might be like slightly different. I don't know. But yeah, it's really interesting. And so that makes it so you could put minions on your utility bar, and you can use minions in spirits. So that's really cool. Anyway, so the potential interaction is from the Anguish skill, and Anguish is one of these spirits. So 3 skills that summon spirits, so 2, 3, 4. It looks like 5 will probably be a skill that summons all the spirits, because you can see them, all 3 of them, up side by side, doing attacks and shit in the video, and they're doing like the same attack too. So it makes me kind of wonder like the hell's going on there. But that seems like it's probably going to be the 5, because all the 3 different summons are in like their own. There's like a range, melee, shit like that. So anyway, when you activate Anguish, the Ritualist performs an initial strike on the target. So it looks like you will, instead of just summoning something, it will, you'll actually like dick around a little bit. What is that even? What am I saying? Instead of summoning something, you'll do something and then summon. That seems like it's probably going to happen. And then it marks the target to take additional damage from your summoned creatures. Yes, that includes minions. So that is one area where minions will be interacting. We don't know if there's any more. And I will say, obviously, it depends on the damage count, like the damage percentage that your summons will get. But I will also say that if there really is nothing else, and this is the only minion interaction they put in, which by the way would be really fucking lame for like a spirit based, that's where you could really do a minion mancer kind of thing, with spirits, and you have you could have both of those sort of necromancy playstyles there. But if that's the only thing, then that's really, really lame. So we'll have to see on Friday if there is anything more. And let's go ahead and check out the trailer.
Spirits from the mists, granting boons.
So it is the dagger. I think we actually saw a chart on Reddit like a few weeks ago. And by the way, the reason why you see so many dislikes here is for the Thief Elite spec, which is Antiquary. And I'll actually go over that at the end of the video. It's really interesting, to say the least. And
chaos on the
yeah, so let me go ahead and turn this down. So he's wielding a scepter here. Actually, I think, is that a scythe? I think that's a scepter because of how fucking small the Asura is, isn't it? That might be a scythe, actually. I think, yeah, no, because of how he's holding it, that's a scythe. So you could see here, let me turn up the audio a little bit, I apologize. But you can see he summons something there.
The spirit of anguish.
And that's actually kind of interesting. Hold on, give me a second here.
Summon spirits to aid you in battle with
So
ritual knowledge of the past. Summon spirit.
You can see there he summons it. He sort of points at the dude like, you know, fuck that motherfucker up. I'm assuming this is the anguish spirit. In fact, let me go ahead and turn this down a little bit, and then let's.
To aid past. Summon spirits to
Okay.
aid you.
Yeah,
in
he doesn't. She doesn't say it's
battle.
anguish, but yeah, you can see he sort of does that attack there. You point at him,
Mark an enemy. Seal their fate.
and you can see the
This spirit.
that seems to be a little bugged out there. Look, there's the.
This
That looks to be the auto attack animation,
enemy.
but you can see it's
Seal
coming from on top of
their
him,
fate.
and he's not really
The
doing an
spirit
animation.
of anguish
This is the spirit of
will
anguish.
send volley after volley.
Volley
to
after
deal
volley. Yeah, so that's what they're doing.
damage.
And pay attention to that animation there, by the way. Let me go ahead and put the playback speed at normal. Pay attention to this animation right here.
Daze your enemies with a spirit.
Let me go back a little bit.
Daze
God
your
damn it!
enemies
Fuck!
Damage. Deal
There we
increased
go. You see how he's like putting his hands out like that, like he's ready to like grope someone's
damage to
balls,
them.
like.
Daze your
Yeah.
enemies with a spirit of wonder.
And actually, let me. God
As
damn it! I'm
it's
so fucking sorry.
daze
You
your
could see the
enemies,
necromancer
damage
doing.
to them. Daze your
Oh, okay.
enemies
So he's holding his hand out, like one of his
with a
hand out.
spirit of
All right.
wanderers.
So it's actually
As
kind
it
of a really
slams
lazy
the
animation.
ground, knocking your
There's the other spirit, so it'll summon
enemies to
in,
the
it'll
ground.
slam on the
And
ground,
as your allies fight
full
beside
CC
you,
melee skill.
grant them boons.
Here's
and
another
heal
one.
their wounds with the spirit of preservation.
That'll do a little support
Summon
thing.
and channel otherworldly entities. As
And you can see there, that's when all three of them line up, and they're all doing the
ritualist,
same
you will
looking
gain a
attack,
deeper
where they're putting their hand out,
understanding for the spirit.
like they're about to grope someone's
of
balls.
Tyria.
Yeah, you can see they're all like, ah!
Their chants echo.
Yeah. So that's that, man. That's what you call a ritualist right there. You are performing rituals, summoning creatures to do your bidding, and groping people's balls. And I do really, really enjoy that fantasy, specifically the balls part. But yeah, it looks really cool. I gotta admit, man, these trailers always do I mean, not always, but the Visions of Eternity Elite Spec trailers have done a fucking awful job with like properly describing the elite spec. Like they just do such like a basic bitch summary. And you know what? I guess to a certain extent, the End of Dragons ones did that too. You know, like Untamed. Like I remember the trailer for that, and it acted as if it was like a big pet based thing, but then it ended up not really being. So, yeah. So the Antiquary is really interesting, but we'll talk about that in a second. Um, so yeah, that's basically it, man. You know, they talk about shit here. They talk about the spirits here. We already went over that. The anguish thing, we already went over that. Spirits will be summoned in Ritualist Shroud. The weapon spells are their utility type, which was a thing in Guild Wars 1, which were shareable, like stances and venoms, yep. And are applied for a specific duration. Others are applied as stacks. They were ally targeted in Guild Wars 1, but here they will be sort of just like how the other skills work, where they apply to yourself and then also to allies around you. That way you're not doing this weird ally targeting interface crap that I hate in like every fucking MMO. So yeah, I mean, what else here, man? I think that's basically it. They just kind of go over some lore shit here. If you're interested in that, blog posts, you could always go read it. But the Antiquary is really interesting looking. So we'll talk about that lastly. Because this is supposed to be a Necromancer video, but so basically what they do is it replaces the steal mechanic with it's the first thief like spec to really focus around the core mechanic of the class, and that was the steal mechanic with something called Pilfer, I think, and it basically summons a script to give you an item. Now in the traits you can actually focus on like offensive or whatever items, like specific like types of items, I think, like in some sort of way. And it's either the script dies back out, gives you some shit, and basically get antiquaries, shit like that. It's just like a bunch of random bullshit. It is really the random bullshit go meme from Moon Knight. It's the Moon Knight comic, the meme that they made of that. Yeah, it's a very bullshittery spec. A lot of people are saying, yeah, you summon a guitar, you summon a big ass hammer. You can there's even like they talk about like a turret. There's this weird thing. It's like a bunch of random bullshit. There's like a script that puts up a bubble there. projectile blocking, I would assume. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And I believe the turret is gonna behave like a pet, I would assume. I would, I'm not gonna. It would be cool if it was like an actual turret, like you could actually go on it and it's like, like that. That'd be fucking sweet. But it's probably not gonna be that way. Um, and yeah, it seems to be a very RNG focused kind of thing. The lights and rolling the dice. Yeah, it is really. We don't have a lot of that in the game where we have a very RNG focused damage class specialization, whatever. The closest thing I guess we ever really got was Thief with the steel mechanic. So they're kind of leaning into that, and RNG stuff like this, it will appeal to some people, and it will not appeal to other people. This is a very divisive concept, which is why you don't see a lot of modern MMOs kind of doing this kind of thing. But as far as I know, a lot of the older MMOs would have like classes like this. They'd have like at least like one class or whatever that would have that. Yeah, so artifacts range from Cryptus turret that fires automatically at nearby enemies to a chalk organ that we produces a shield. We saw that. I thought that was a script, but I don't know. Yeah, projectile hate there. Traits will control the artifacts you receive from guaranteeing that you'll get one offensive or in one defensive artifact. You can actually get two artifacts too, which is really, really cool. Instead of just one thing, you get two. A lot of people are not happy with this at all, and I can see why. I don't think thieves really particularly enjoy the steal mechanic. I think that was something that people have talked about before. That it's just not a very fun mechanic, and it's probably why you haven't really ever seen it. A lot of the classes in the game will either keep or evolve their core shit while putting in other shit in the elite specs, right? Like virtues on Guardian. Dragon Hunter sees essentially just upgraded virtues. Will Bender sees altered virtues. The Ranger with the pet, we see that throughout all the elite specs. The Necromancer with the Shroud, it gets evolved. Like we've never seen that on Thief. It's always been like a new thing. Actually, no, I'm so sorry. God damn it. We saw it on Daredevil. I think we did see it on Daredevil, but I don't remember Daredevil ever doing anything with the steel mechanic. So I don't really, I didn't really dick around with it too much. But we haven't seen things that like dick around with it. Like we saw Deadeye, I think completely took away that mechanic with the marking thing. And then I don't think Spectre has it. I don't think I've ever played Spectre in my entire life, so I don't know for sure if it has it. I'm like relatively sure it doesn't. They replace it with the weird Spectre Shroud shit. But yeah, it's a really interesting concept, and I'm interested to see the live stream. I know, like I said, a lot of Thief mains are very disappointed with this, and yeah, that's how I felt last week with Kill Shot. I'm not interested in that at all. As a Ranger main, it was incredibly disappointing, and I'm probably going to be looking at Ritualist, assuming that the stream goes well this Friday, and that Elementalist is not getting some sort of pet-based or pet spec next week. Because if we do see a pet spec, right, where it does function like an actual pet instead of like a weird like spirit thing, then I'll probably swap to Elementals as my main. To be honest, that sounds fucking sweet. Way cooler than Engineer with the pet, in my opinion, because I don't like a lot of Engineer's weapons. But anyway, yeah, that's it, man. I'm really excited for this Friday. I'm honestly more excited for this Friday stream than I was last week's, because off the Gale Shot info, I just was very cautious going into it and I've been very disappointed. Where this one actually sees shit that I like in it. I'm interested in the Antiquary. I'm interested in the Ritualist. I literally could not care less about the Paragon. I didn't even talk about the Paragon at all this video because I don't care. But yeah, that's it. Peace.